Oh god, and I just... Oh my god, a new set of high difficulty quests. 9-star monsters will start appearing when you are HR 100 or higher.
I'm in danger.
Hello, my fellow hunters. Da-dum. It's time. God, I hope I remember to put an actual drum noise in there. For the director's letter that will reveal what this new endgame that's going to release very, very, very soon is. Brought forward from Title Update 3 and unleashed upon our faces, which will soon be, well, down on a cart, I can only imagine. Let's do this thing. A message from Director Dogada, August 2025. Hello, hunters. This is Yui Dogada, Director of Monster Wilds, the legend himself. Thank you so much for playing Monster Hunter Wilds. You don't have to thank. I would do it anyway because it's awesome. Oh, shucks. And a big thank you as well to all learners who have been sharing their feedback and requests. The entire team is carefully reviewing your feedback and working hard to implement improvements. Yeah, I mean, we are literally seeing that in action in a way that any other Monster Hunter game has never had. It's really, really cool. As previously announced, we plan to release the version 1.021 update on Wednesday, August 13th. So again, very, very soon. Endgame content, balance adjustments, and other improvements, which are always my favorite thing to get. And then this that we've already seen. Cool. Expanded endgame. Oh god. Oh god, and I just... Oh my god, a new set of high difficulty quests. 9-star monsters will start appearing when you are HR 100 or higher. Originally planned for implementation in the third title update, scheduled for the end of September, we've moved it to, well, now. We'll be adding a new set of high difficulty quests, and as rewards for completing them, you can obtain talismans with randomly assigned bonuses, including weapon skills. Nice, this is kind of what we knew about, so let's dig into this. Said 9-star monsters for HR 100 or above. So it seems that it is all the apexes, gore, magala, arkveld. Arkveld is actually quite exciting, because he ironically got left behind when everyone else got powered up, so I imagine he might turn out to be monstrous. And then our title update boys in Mizutsune, Lagiacrus, and Seregios. So it is these 9 to start with. The 9-star 9. Can I play in that? Can we call them that? Can I make that a thing, guys? The 9-star 9. Yay! In any case, wow. That's going to be brutal. My big question then, are these just going to be more health, more damage? Or is there going to be some more mechanical tweaking under the hood, like the wound resistance? Or, hell, maybe give the 9-star versions of the apexes, or at least Oof, Duna, and Raydao some cheeky arch-tempered moves folded in? That would be pretty fun. I would expect then these to just be beefy mechanical challenges without doing anything crazy, but I suppose we will see. I say that, perhaps I will scroll down in just a second and it will go, so, this is everything that's actually changed with them, and I'm just jumping the gun here. But in any case, that's really cool to see. Also, are these just the examples of the 9 stars, or are we going to get more of them? Because I won't lie, I would have liked to have seen 9-star Chattacabra filling a little slice here, ready for battle. You know, make the earlier game monsters a little bit more relevant with brutal versions of them. Sunbreak was very good for keeping the whole roster relevant, and I would love Wilds to kind of implement that, but every endgame relevant monster getting 9-star does make sense as a start. Starting in version 1.2, tempered monsters, so they will all be tempered at 9 stars, of 9-star monsters will begin appearing. Following that, our third update in late September will see additional 9-star monsters appear in event quests. Oh! They might be funky then, if they've highlighted it for specifically event quests. I'm quite looking forward to that. Maybe some real challenging combo stuff between them. Honestly, I'm looking forward to hunting these guys with Cotton, which of course you'll see as soon as. I really do feel like we are in for the hardest challenges in all of Wilds. Oh, and I have a feeling that the order of difficulty we might be imagining these to fall into is perhaps not going to be the reality. Gore was the king of 8-star, 5-star, and it would be a little bit of an anticlimax if he remained the king of 9-star. Honestly, I wouldn't be mad at Arkveld taking the throne back, but we will of course look into all of them and see what's up for you guys. For veteran players who experienced content in previous monster titles, we understand the difficulty of tempered monsters may have felt lacking, therefore starting with Title Update 2, we've introduced a system for more detailed monsters, and we'll be fucking killing you guys. So that's what you get for saying it's not hard enough. You're just gonna die. And I can respect that. And in fact, I welcome it. Here we go. We're adding the glowing stone appraisal item as a reward for quests with 9-star monsters. So it literally just rewards glowing stones then, not parts, not artian, anything like that, just straight up glowing stones. We've got this 9-star, 5-star tempered raid now. I wonder if we can have 3 to 5-star, or if 9 stars are only 5. That's going to be something interesting to see. And then we get presumably 5 RNG roll talismans. We have example of one here. 3 handicraft, a counter strike, a poison resist, so that's the mix of both armor and weapon skills that they say the talismans can have both, which is good to see, because obviously previously they could only have armor skills, the crafted talismans. Anything that could go in armor, be slotted in armor, that was on talismans, but now weapon unique skills like your, well, handicraft, but presumably critical boost, which is quite a big deal, can now be on talismans, and only a 1 slot. So the ceiling of this is something we need to work out, because if these can get bonkers powerful, then we can get bonkers powerful. Upon quest completion, the glowing stone appraisal item, quest reward 9-star rewards, will transform into an appraised talisman with randomly assigned skills. Unlike other talismans that can be crafted at the smithy, appraised talismans cannot be upgraded. Okay, so they are what they are, like various other relic systems that we've had in Monster Hunter. They can be randomly granted not only armor skills, but weapon skills and decoration slots, as we have seen. We hope this leads to more engaging gameplay and encourages them to try different weapons and armor based on talismans they obtain. I mean, certainly. Additionally, we recognize that the in-game content early after the game's release was slightly skewed around arkveld. I think we all have about 4 times as many arkvelds hunted as anything else. This combined with the fact that arkveld is relatively resistant to elements resulted in limited opportunities to try out diverse builds. Okay. In response, we've adjusted the difficulty, average hunting times, and rewards for each of these 9-star monsters being added, so it's not just a blanket buff to them and then they've made them 9 stars. This sounds like they've taken each of the 9 and adjusted them personally to be a satisfying 9-star challenge that favors different hunting styles or element versus raw, perhaps? So are their values going to be changing, or am I reading too far into that? Because that's quite a big deal and a lot more effort and detail than just here's more health and damage. That's quite interesting. We encourage you to select your hunts based on your individual skill, equipment, or needs. So yeah, I think that's implying that you will definitely find some of the 9 stars easier than others, and not just because you jive with that moveset that you're facing more. So that's going to be really interesting to look into. Oh, I'm really excited to get stuck into this and see what kind of talismans can actually pop up. 9-star monster adjustments. Okay, so a little bit more to go with it. In light of 9-star monsters, we've lengthened the duration of meal effects. Oh, that's really nice. The vouchers go a longer way, so you need to farm them less, and you can focus on the hunts. That's a really good change. We also raised the upgrade limit for armor. That's nice too, to get a little bit more defense out. I imagine it's not going to make that much of a difference when we get slapped in the face, but hey, it'll feel good to have. And also, more armor, more immortal. Ooh. Additionally, from HR 100 and higher, Raydao and Udra will now appear in the Wounded Hollow. That's awesome! Raydao and new Udra arena quests! And each region's apex will be more likely to appear even if that region is not in inclemency. So that's a little bit more variety too, more apexes and more weather, and them actually getting Wounded Hollow quests. So we now, oh my god, this means that if you get lucky, you can have a Raydao and a new Udra show up at the same time in the Wounded Hollow, and for the first time in the game's history, fight 2 apexes simultaneously and see how they interact. That's actually a huge change. I love that. Oh, yeah, okay, that's so much fun. Title Update 3, as mentioned previously, we'll see the gradual introduction of 9-star monsters in event quests as well. Yes, we're also adjusting the strength of support hunters in line with 9-star monsters, so they don't just get bodied. We've already determined these adjustments are in stages and come after the implementation of the monster themselves. I mean, that's fine, everything's got to actually be finished and then put in when it's working properly. In order to diversify the lineup of quests, we are working to make it possible for Lagiacrus to appear in the Wounded Hollow too. That's really nice. And that means that we can just, you know, mow through him without the underwater for anyone that does like skipping it guaranteed, having him just purely be that arena fight. Unless he goes, you know, full Cephadrome and just burrows down into the earth, which would be hilarious. We are also implementing adjustments that improve gameplay convenience, such as preventing hunters from spontaneously destroying pop-up camps and resetting a cooldown for mantles upon beginning a quest. That's really nice. We already got a little bit of quality of life on that, but that just makes sense, and it just works and is smooth. Though I do like pop-up camps being destroyed. It always adds an amusing moment to a hunt. Finally, we can assure you that any new monsters added in title updates will feature 9-star. Of course, just get added to that roster. We hope you look forward to new content title update free, and in the meantime, you can enjoy this new endgame. Certainly, don't mind if we do. Weapon balance changes. Okay, I gotta glance down at that image, and that's a lot of weapons highlighted in... oh no, that was the title update 2 changes, I see. I got excited for a second. And honestly, I'm kind of glad, because I now noticed the Greatsword wasn't highlighted, because Greatsword didn't get changes. In fact, Greatsword, Insect Glaive, and Light Bowgun are very like, oh, what about us, guys? Are we not good enough for title update 2? As previously announced, we're planning balance adjustments for 5 weapon types. However, in the end, we're expanding the scope, and we'll be implementing adjustments upward for 11 weapon types. The affected weapon types will be Greatsword, yes! Longsword, Sword and Shield, Dual Blade, Hunting on Lance, Switch Axe, Charged Blade, Insect Glaive, Light Bowgun, and Heavy Bowgun. Bug fixes only, Gunlance and Bow. That's a shame. Bow needs a damage buff. It's really falling behind. Okay, so version 1.021 update. Look at all those weapons getting an increase. So they have left bow unhighlighted because it's just a bug fix, I'm assuming. And even Greatsword is going to get its... oh no, yeah, bow and gunlance are both unhighlighted because they're only getting bug fixes. So Greatsword's actually going to get an upwards adjustment, a buff. That's really curious. Are they going to address the fact that in a lot of situations, it's mathematically better to not actually use your true charge, which kind of sucks and isn't even something I've talked about because the weapon is true charge, and it's lame to not use it, and the situations that it's better, it's so minorly better that it's not worth crippling your fun. But technically, I'm going to be very interested in that. In any case, that's a lot of weapons getting an upgrade. It makes sense that Hammer's skipping because it was the king of Title Update 2 changes, basically becoming a whole new weapon. And then everything else, yeah, that is very, very cool to see. Overall direction then. In previous updates, we have a great diversity in hunting styles and equipment builds, including equipment with elemental properties. We performed balance adjustments, including some downward adjustments, to saw no single strategy was overly effective. However, this resulted in some hunting styles becoming less viable and certain weapon types experiencing less than intended viability. We apologize for the results that we don't communicate our balancing intentions clearly enough. See, the way they actually communicate in this stuff is so nice compared to so other studios and things like this that you read. This update will mitigate the excessive downward adjustments in Title Update 2. So they're going to roll back a few of the nerfs that they thought were a little bit too much. In that case, please revert to Bow's Dragon Piercer changes. It was so fun being able to play pure Piercer in a way that was actually meaningfully competitive. I would love that. Sword and Shield, Charge Blade, Light Bowgun, and Heavy Bowgun will be visiting the downward adjustments made in Title Update 2. So they'll all get a bit stronger from Title Update 2 just off the bat, never mind any additional changes they're getting. That's really, really nice. We found that the downward adjustment to guard slash reduced the usage frequency of a counter slash, so we are, well, reverting that a little bit. So that's nice to see for sword and shielders. Obviously, you can have a little peep at these if you are the main of this weapon, as it will mean a lot more to you than it will me. But in any case, we have increased damage via enhanced files to reflect in Power X mode, making it easy to maintain high damage while keeping Power X mode active. So that's nice too, tipping it back a little bit in the other direction, as there was some worries of axe mode just kind of getting crept out. So that's nice to see, because I know a lot of Charge Blade players, including Hollow, much prefer playing that style. Light Bowgun and Heavy Bowgun, we introduced down adjustments to elemental and pierce ammo, from them being overpowered against future high difficulty monsters. Does that mean we're getting big elementally weak monsters in Title Update 3, Title Update 4? Read into that. Like the recently introduced... okay, just that simple. I really should have gone one sentence ahead there. To show the variety of weapon types were viable. However, reviewing this change, we'll be slightly increasing the power of elemental ammo for light bowguns, and relax the adjustments of rapid fire and ignition gauze recovery when using pierce ammo. That again is is really, really nice. And more guard recovery for various ammo types and improve the handling of special ammo. So hopefully the bowgun should be feeling a lot better instantly, never mind anything else they might get. We'll perform some upwards adjustments for weapons like the greatsword. Oh god, it's just a good sentence to read, isn't it? We'll perform some upward adjustments for weapons like greatswords. Oh, it does just, makes me feel all fuzzy and warm inside. And insect glaive, which is interesting because insect glaive is up there with dual blades as the highest DPS, fastest speedrun time in the game, so that's a little bit scary. For dual blades, we focus on improving usability, such as making demon boost mode easier to maintain and making focus strikes easier to use. That's interesting. In particular, based on player feedback, we added a focus strike action which can be chained into others. That provides another option for continued attacks. Ah, I see. A way to pop wounds for dual blades without being forced to do the full spine spin and then end up behind the monsters. Which, while a lot less fun, let's be honest, does put you immediately back where you perhaps wanted to be to keep attacking in a way that's going to pump out more DPS than being forced to end up at the back of the monster. Still, anyone not going full attack on Titan is probably a speedrunner, let's be honest, in which case that's completely fair enough, but it is nice to have this option now for dual blades so you can choose whether you want to Beyblade or not. And also monster size plays into that, and look, all jokes aside, this is just a really lovely improvement for the weapon to actually have an option of focus strike. That's the thing I kind of now want to see on multiple weapons, a more acrobatic mobile focus strike, a more focused stationary focus strike. That's a really cool concept, and it's awesome to see it borne out here. We've implemented adjustments for each weapon type, focusing on expanding playstyle options, so that's going to be interesting to see if that works, especially on greatsword. We encourage them to try each weapon again after the update is live. Details adjustment made for each weapon will be included in the guild reports, and so on and so forth, and we will be bringing you a full breakdown of the patch notes as soon as they're available, so do keep an eye out for that. We also plan to adjust some series skills that were previously difficult to use. That's actually one of the most exciting lines in this entire letter, and it's just kind of there as a throwaway. Pure armor weapon skills are going to get some adjustments, whether buffs or mechanical changes, but that might result in entirely different sets going on. That's something very much worth looking into. Efforts to improve game stability, always good to read. Performance, always the hot topic, always needing improving, and of course is being actively worked on. But I understand anyone that is still suffering, it's their priority more than, additional content. So for the future plans then, a few little bits of advice there. And in regards to TP load reduction, we plan to address an issue in the 4th title update in the winter, and then a second one after that, and they'll also address GPU load reduction in this manner. So it is getting better, albeit admittedly slowly on that front, but I imagine they are furiously trying to solve this, and it's probably a great source of stress for the team, and it's nice to see that there is solid plans and it is slowly getting better. I know not for everyone, but I do know a lot of people that were struggling to even play the game that now can play it and enjoy it smoothly, and that is certainly something. Hopefully this keeps making that happen and more people can enjoy the game as intended. Looking ahead, we would like to express our gratitude to all of you providers with feedback. We will continue to share our development team's progress through our guild reports, which was a really, really good thing to implement and some really nice communication to have. Keep making more adjustments and fixes and so on, and look forward to more details being announcing soon about Title Update 3. God, I can't wait. The fact they didn't get a teaser in the Title Update 2 trailer, the fact that they have moved this 9-star endgame out of it, they have to be so confident in it. I'm so excited to find out what's happening there. It's gonna be big, at least I assume / hope. We'll continue to work forward to make Monster Wilds as enjoyable as possible for hunters throughout the world. Thank you for your continued support, and I'll add it for you, Mr. Dokida-san. Happy hunting! Oh, well, that is exciting. Skills getting changed, a lot of weapons getting changes, and on deep mechanical levels too, including greatsword, an entire new suite of 9-star monsters with actual individual adjustments to each from the looks of things, and just straight up this entire new glowing stone secret charm system that has ridiculous potential depending on what the ceiling they have chosen is. We're going to be busy. We're going to have a lot to do and get ready for Title Update 3, which I feel like is going to be ridiculous. awesome. Look forward to the patch notes for all the weapons being broken down properly soon, but for now, let me know how you're feeling, what your favourite incoming changes, and like if you enjoyed this, subscribe and hit the bell for more. Consider supporting the future of the channel on Patreon down below, and until we meet again, a goodbye.
Josh, Cotton, and Hollow with the videos, dropping the humor like a hammer on your tippy toes, bringing entertainment on a daily arrangement to take our insanity and turn it into entertainment. Yes, I said entertainment twice, to reiterate that it is nice to look into your faces on a mostly daily basis when you let us in your homes to make the whole world a stage. Goodbye.